182 meters. So I'm gonna assume that that's how high they are above sea level.
Ah, right. So they are, yeah. So they're manufactured just like the rest. See the low-lying Hudson Bay area where it's all the dark brown area, that textured.
Way up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see that? Zoom right in and you see how it's potholed. See them
where they've left the scars, just like in Russia.
Yes, all that texture. That's where the trees.
The smaller trees. Oh yeah, what were you saying earlier? You were saying, hang on.
And this whole bay, and that Hudson Bay is where the.
You were saying the big trees would have been in the ring around the top.
Yeah. Land doesn't exist. There's obviously the whole.
It was right after I saw the video, and it was I don't remember. It was just like something I read. It was talking about how there's 4 great trees, and these trees were so big, they're so big, they have touched each other all across the earth, right? So they were wide enough.
Yeah. So
there'll have been a couple up Canada, Alaska, and there'll have been a couple.
No, Africa, Europe, Canada, Australia. Each continent, 4. So there's 4 continents, aren't there? Australian, African.
Oh, something else is wrong with the picture. Like that one post about Greenland, kind of help this thinking. And I have all these weird maps that show Australia as like not really being a continent, it's part of that's Antarctica. And it's really weird. It just seems like Greenland is the same thing. It's like they say it's Greenland, but as far as you can go. But really past that, like I think that's where people Mount Maru is and stuff like that. There is land up there. They just don't want us to know about it.
Of course, but I mean, obviously, it probably is covered in snow now from HARP and whatnot.
Oh yeah,
it's cold.
Well,
it's proper cold.
The Mercator map is the only one that shows Greenland huge for some reason, right? So they kind of try to push back ahead. All the other ones, every other map I've looked at is just this tiny little island, but it's always center north. It's always like in that center ring. So kind of got me thinking that Greenland is but not that whole thing on the Mercator map. The land is actually land. They just lie about it and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like Antarctica. Like they say, it's this continent.
Well, this is. I mean, I shared a video on Laurel's Wall earlier from Flat Water, Flat Earth, because he's done a lot of reading from books about people who've done exploring up to north, and they've all gone through England, Scotland, Friesland, Iceland, Greenland, and then the 4 continents and rivers that surround the pole. But Friesland's not even on the map anymore. Now they say Friesland's Denmark, Holland.
Why don't you record it? Just want to press record.
It's on anyway now.
Is it?
Yeah.
When?
Just a couple of minutes ago.
Oh, Matt.
It's fine.
You're so annoying.
You're so annoying. But yeah, I mean, Friesland, it's not even there anymore. Let me find Friesland on there. It's really hard to Google the Mercator map as well. I've noticed. It's getting a bit easier nowadays. No, it's not going to be there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pull up there. I don't know how to do this very well.
That's the one. That's not the one I want, though.
Man, all these weird photos of all that.
I've downloaded a big pack from someone, but we've not looked through them yet. It's all Tartaria and everything, and all the stuff from the before the mud flood stuff. It's not going to be on there either, is it? These are just too old.
Oh yeah, stuff similar to that. That's nice.
You can't rely on any of these,
No, that's what I mean about maps. They're so I don't know. Like the
Mexico
illustrator has creative freedom, right? So you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Move that thing up. Won't be able to find it on his channel either.
I'm gonna send this to you on Messenger because that's gonna be quicker for me than figuring out how to share all this shit. And there we go. But this one shows like the.
It's only a myth anyway. The point is that you don't know what Greenland is. You never will know what Greenland is. And you can only assume the rest of it to your best abilities going on what we have, which would assume it's some sort of square machine. It's neither
What, Earth?
Earth in general.
Earth. Yeah. That's not even real.
Yeah, but what we see around us is very real, and where you are in Canada, you can see where the evidence of the trees around Lake Ontario being removed, and all the mountain ranges.
Which is just the same as around here, because we've got. It's not come through on Messenger. Oh, there it is.
Just
Is he still there?
Are you still there? No.
No.
You said you'd go on Messenger.
Disappeared.
His connection dropped. Give him a minute, he says.
Oh dear.
Live.
Yes, we are. Try and find your post.
And I'm back. As I was saying, I was going to share this
No millions of posts.
in Messenger just because it's a little quicker than figuring out how to set all this shit up.
Ooh,
Send
get you
message.
back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Good.
There we go. Okay. And look at this map I'm going to send on Messenger. It's I don't remember where I found it. that guy, that Jesuit illustrator, the Jesuit priest from the 16th century, when he drew all those weird photos. I gotta mute this one.
Right.
I think he drew this because it's the same illustrative style. And I think all these maps were drawn up around the same time, like 15th, 16th century. So for me, I think that says something. I think there was a lot going on in the world at that time, and something happened, right? And then there was the mud flood and all that, and then they rewrote our history. And
Well, yeah, this is.
It's all made up. All old maps there. That's just made up. There was no 15th century or 14th or 13th.
yeah, exactly, right. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like
That was nothing's
a
old.
lot of the history. It's like something was going on then, right? So is all of it complete bullshit, or do they just kind of like embellish a lot of it?
Everything
Like
we're able to see pretty much is bullshit. So, like, what?
Well, they give us like an official narrative for certain things, like, oh yeah, these people were
Of course.
like the Renaissance, right? They say it's a bunch of uneducated sculptors doing all these crazy works that are unduplicatable today or whatever. Like you can do it
Yeah.
using laser printing technology, right? Like
Yeah.
our technology isn't quite
Exactly.
that advanced. So yeah, like obviously they're covering up their tracks, so to speak. But I feel there's a lot of like evidence that can get destroyed. And so, like for me, like if you look at this map, there's no Australia. It's part of Antarctica, and I think at the bottom of it is Terra Australis.
Let me download it, and then I'll be able to zoom in more.
And yeah, it's because they said. Oh, the other thing that's interesting about this is they show a landmass out in the Pacific, which is said to be the island of Mu, which is kind of like Atlantis, right? So. And I feel like these, I don't know, these weirder maps, because these aren't too old to sound like they're like 8th century or, like they're fairly recent to the time where we think all the shit went down where, they rewrote everything. So, yeah, that's my take on all this, because it, like, I don't know, it got me thinking, like, well, why is it called, like, Australia's here, and it's supposed to be Antarctica? Where's Australia? Why is the Aurora Australis in the south called that? Stuff like that, right? And yeah, I've always suspected that they had more going on in the north than they let on. But yeah, this is kind of like speculates on that further, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of history of Iceland, ancient history of the north that we don't know about. Northern Russia, Siberia, Canada. It's all, the whole of the world's a hidden secret land of magnificent temples and giants in reality, isn't it? So we're talking about in 7 ages. You have to imagine there's some truth in that. The 7 ages of man that we have shrunk down. We always were this size, but there were giants around us as well, and they've all gone now. And the giants have chopped down the trees, and the evidence is clear wherever you are. If you take where you are in Canada, around the Hudson Bay, obviously, there's the lake, Flaherty Island on Hudson Bay, is an absolute manufactured, quarried. Look at that.
Where's that?
That's in the Hudson Bay.
Hmm.
So if we'll show you that in a minute. And so what they've done is they've built the mountain ranges everywhere around the world. That's pyramid structured, different types of structure, but it's manufactured from the trees in order to collect gold or harvest in lakes.
Mm-hmm.
Do
you think they like
alchemy?
Built up the mountains, or do you think they just hollowed them out?
No, they've
both.
structured them completely,
Yeah,
from
but like
top to bottom. They're structured.
Like, you know a little bit more about this than I do, right? So is it like,
yeah, so
pretty much like you erected it there, like it wasn't something that was there that you just like carved out of and
the whole
built
world's been sculpted.
Yeah.
The whole earth has been sculpted. The whole every continent is manufactured. It's obvious in any part of, say, at the moment we're looking at this area of Hudson Bay, and this is what's left of a tree stump. Clearly, it's just a
See that
sort of a quarried.
You like zoomed down?
Yes, yes.
I'm trying to pull up Google Maps online right now. So I can look.
Yeah, it's quite.
I don't have it installed yet.
If you go in and look at the texture of it up close, you can see that it's a sort of a concrete mass, which you see a lot of other places. It's just like cow shit or something, isn't it? Just blobs smeared.
But surely then that'd be leftovers from processing the trees into concretes and granites and basalt and all these other things.
Some of it's processed and some of it's hollowed out, like the ranges, the mountain ranges are more structured, for sure. Whereas other areas are clumps of quarried,
slurry,
processed
type stuff.
What do you call it?
Especially over here. That's why we get loads of blobs all over the place. Concrete blobs. But the fact about the granite and the basalt and all these all these things that are built out of all this amazing stuff, all the megaliths, and especially all our mountains, mostly granite. It's all 98% quartz. It's all silicon, and it's all got polonium halos inside from polonium atoms, and they only last for 3 seconds, and they can't leave a halo in lava. They can only leave a halo in something that's still liquid, but solidifying. So it proves that all the granite and basalt and quartz and all these other supposed volcanic rocks are actually just were liquid at one point and set into solids. And the polonium that's left over in them proves that they were like that. But there's, you can't even Google that. You Google polonium halos and you find one guy, and the rest of it's just propaganda. There's nothing.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I have a hard time thinking that all the mountains are all built. But the fact is, there was a massive tree at the pole, probably, and the garden, which is where this flat water, flat earth guy is really interested. He's read all the books, the Cave of Treasures and A Lost Book of the North, where they've put together hundreds of years of North exploration. And they've cut them all down and built all our places to live. And
yeah, the Mediterranean.
And we're left with what we've got, and the
would have
sand's obviously the sawdust, because sand's silicon too. You can melt it into glass. It's all just silicon. Everything.
Look, trees.
Apart from the sandstone, limestone, and the really soft stuff, which is obviously just solidified mud from 7 ages of floods, which the last one was only a couple hundred years ago, and not very big and not very deep, because we weren't very big and we didn't need to be wiped out very much.
There's tree.
Or it's a manufactured one this time around by the weather machines that were still being weaponized by, whereas the other floods before were actual, biblical ones.
Yeah.
In a sense.
So glaciers are manufactured.
Yeah, all this cold's manufactured.
So if you look in a mountain range, like where you find a glacier, it's a sort of a built-up river structure which is contained. And what I think they must have done is taken a salt water, run a hose up the mountain and frozen this water, this river thing.
I'm going to check your screen, but turn the mic off, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, just one moment. So what they've done is just taken the hose, frozen some water up there, and it's been this permanent water. It's a frozen structure that's maintained the cooling of the peaks and attracted the rainwater to them, which brings the water down, which then they get gold from the rainwater, because that's the only way you get gold. It's when it reacts with the earth, and that's when you look down, follow any river from the source down to the mouth of the river, you can see how it twists and turns, which the deposits, it's all as a method of depositing silt or other minerals. It's a design feature. And then you can see the nearer the mouth of the river, like at the Mississippi or anywhere else, there's a major a lock, different lock systems where they store the water, and they remove all minerals and everything, and they get the gold. Essentially, that's the main reason. Essentially, main reason, but obviously everything else on top of it. So that's, you can see Matthew's just looking for something. Yeah, so if you follow the rivers, it's amazing. Once you can see that any mountains, waterfalls, you name it, you look at it and it's sculpted. Otherwise, if it isn't like the Giant's Causeway or the Devil's Tower or any other sort of, clearly there's many different of the hexagonal basalt, isn't there? Which that's obviously never been manufactured. That's the tree, what's left of the trees, the whole place. So other than that, the continents are all sculpted and designed for nearly to make the weather go round.
Yeah.
It's quite extraordinary that
Well, I
you
think
see
it was you about how they built over like the bioluminescent stuff. So that's why there's all this talk like they had a bioluminescent life in caves because that, like like they superimpose this on top of what was already there, right?
yeah, that's a nice idea, isn't it? Well, exactly, because you
it's all
wonder
like it would be like
how
a
this
thing, so to speak, or
it would have been, like Avatar. Absolutely, completely extraordinary world, and that's what confuses me, because we've obviously got these amazing creatures now all around us that are habitat specific to mountains and lakes and everything else, temperature wise. So clearly, been a huge amount of time for this create. It just, I don't know. It must have existed. I just can't figure that bit out, to be honest. Can't work that out. But I do know that there were trees and now there aren't. And so that's all we've got, isn't it? How on earth we've ended up with mountain flowers and orchids specific to that climate, and fish and all the animals, all specific to this surface. Well, the giant trees must have lived with these animals or something. I don't know. But anyway, you can see even just this picture on the screen, any part of Google Earth, you can look at it and see how they've scraped about and built things. But Matthew, it'll just be a minute.
Okay.
Just carry on.
I know, but I need to get I want to.
It's really interesting looking at like big landscapes and stuff. You really see it. Like everything's just so I don't know. Like you used to just look at it. Oh, it's a pretty mountain, right? But now it's like I don't know. You just notice that like there's design to it. There's like almost architecture.
Yeah.
Especially in hills.
Yeah,
just weird. I just look at a lot of photos now and I'm
realize
like, oh, that's really interesting. Like, you didn't see it that way before.
So much design. It's all designed fantastically well with absolutely created by glaciers or any of that rubbish. It's all been thought out.
Yeah.
And every valley, every single valley and waterfall is mind-boggling to think, but it's just a man-made creation. And it's obvious when you see it because it looks like it too. And they've left evidence all over in caves and everything else. When you know what to look for, eh?
Well, they're not going to let us underneath any caves. We all just think that there's
that's
nothing
a big thing too. Like actually kind of know.
We don't think there's anything in there, so we don't bother looking. We think we're all going to get to potholes and die in water and stuff.
Well, I think big thing too that we as a species leave it up to is like the people, like the smart people. Yeah, I can hear myself again a little. Yeah, it's the smart people. They're like, oh, archaeologists know that. Why are we gonna go and question their work? They spent their entire life doing this, so on and so forth, right? So we always just leave it up to other people. We're like, oh yeah, they got this, take their word for it.
Yeah, totally, exactly right.
Well, we've all, they only know what they know, and in England it's especially weird because we've got loads of archaeology to dig back to. So we've grown up with an entire program all our lives, once a week, devoted to them digging a new place up. So we've gone from
TV program.
We've gone
it was
from
on TV. Time Team.
Yeah, Time Team. We've gone all the way from where we are now through to Victorians and Tudors and then castles and then magical shit and then Romans and then before that you've got prehistoric, which is back to elephants and tigers and stuff. And they've told us that we've got our tropical animals and our tropical cliffs because it used to be tropical because the continents have moved. But you know, there's a load, and that's bull. You know, the fact is, it did used to be tropical, and it is supposed to be warm up north because you do get lighter. You know, I've moved up to Scotland now, even more north, and you'll know that anyway because you're north. And you know, in the summer it gets really light really quick and stays light all day. You know, so if we weren't being exposed to this winter that's upon us, I think it'd be really nice and back to all the animals that are supposed to be here. You know, but they're just not. And then obviously the floods have taken care of all the big animals up north where you lot are, and obviously they say that they're mammoths, and we're not convinced about that. We just think they're elephants. But they do all have broken limbs, and they are all dead together because they were wiped out in the last flood. You know. So
there's a big bunch of elephants in Siberia.
There's loads of them in Northern America too, but they say they're
all
mammoths.
buried. They call them woolly mammoths, but they're obviously just elephants.
They're obviously just elephants.
Yeah.
Because they say they're woolly because it's supposed to be cold up there, but it's not supposed to be cold up there. They only say they're woolly to reinforce the fact that it is cold.
Tigers are just probably tigers. There's obviously.
Well, saber-toothed tigers are probably just normal.
Yeah.
But they've been wiped out because they were Northern Territory animals.
But yeah, crazy world, isn't it?
We're just all figuring it out.
Yeah,
and then that's just the physical part of it all, you know. And they've got us all arguing about that now anyway, to keep us all away from the fact that we are.
I think it's funny how if you look into like popular science, like journals and stuff, they still don't admit they know what consciousness is and all that. And they're like, oh, we're starting to figure it out now, and it's like. Yeah.
The most important question to me now is,
they're trying to put like all this logic to it, right? Well, it has to do this, and it has to have some sort of physical form. The
most important question to me now is whose matrix do we live in? Is it a real one that we've chosen to be in, or is it one that they've trapped us in? And that's what I'm working on now, because I'm sick of the argument. I've not been looking into flat Earth for ages, because I know it's flat. It's just not flat like they say it is. It's flat in a completely fucked up, strange way. You know, it's
it's a bit square and round and flat and triangular and hexagonal.
And magic and Pac-Man and.
Actually, it's kind of funny. I just got this new laptop. There's this program on here. It's called 3D Build. I just started toying around with it, right? But first thing it is, I put like a sphere on there, and you can kind of like
cool.
Mess around with it, right, and see it, like put how many ever like faces on it. So instead of it just being like little tiny fractal pieces, you can make it bigger. When you make it bigger, it gets all bumpy, right? And it's like, well, like that. Why don't we see any pictures that are kind of bumpy of the Earth? You know, they always say this is another argument I bring up to people who are like, oh, here's a picture of the Earth from space. Like, well, why is it perfectly round? Like
exactly.
Time again, it's not perfectly round. And they're like, oh, it's a composite. It's like, well, why did they composite it perfectly round? Why do they gotta like put it onto a perfect sphere every time, you know?
Yeah, I could do a good one in Photoshop, so why can't they, you know? Exactly.
And it doesn't look very pear-shaped. Yeah, so the 3D
say it's interesting.
It got me thinking about how, like, the Earth in itself, I guess from the perspective of the sphere anyway, it would be kind of bumpy and rigid, but it still doesn't make up for the the math and geometry of the plane versus the sphere, right? Because that's just like the biggest thing for me is the math doesn't hold up ever. There's never just like one example where it's like, oh, right here there's a bit of curvature. We can measure it. No, it's not even that.
But I mean, reality's got an amazing ability to give you what you want to know and see when you want to know and see it. So
exactly, yeah.
It's
like they don't even have a choice in choosing because they've already chosen not to. You know what I mean?
But there's a possibility that for you it's flat and for them it's not.
No.
But at the moment, we've got to get to the stage where we're creating this new shared reality, and that's a better
I
one.
think the term flat Earth has a lot of stigma attached to it, and that comes from for the whole new revolution of it. It's more like that, like level plane or something like that. Like it's just the whole flat Earth. It's just as soon as people hear it, they have that knee-jerk reaction. They're like, "Ah, it's not flat. We know it," you know.
Well, I was on a ball. It is a reality, like you say, Matt. To be honest, it is a complete reality. When I was only 2 years ago, less than that I found about flat Earth. So up until then, I was completely living on a ball, and you are in reality on a ball. You create your own. I
kind of want to say I was
Absolutely.
a big space cadet because I was always like, you know, had my head in space, so to speak, you know, like imaginary. Like this is one of the things that kind of like got me personally is that like I always had this. It kind of came from like media and movies and stuff, right? But I always wanted to see that like perspective of like, you know, say you were rising up from the Earth, like you see the horizon, the curve, and all that. And
Yeah, it would have been amazing.
As soon as I saw somebody point it out, and they're like, "There's no curvature. Where is it?" I was like, "Wait, where the fuck is it? Like, it should be there. Like, if you look at the math, like, you don't even have to be a math whiz. It's pretty self-explanatory. You know, here's your ball. You have point A, point B, point A to point B. There should be this much fucking curvature. That's it. You know, even maybe approximate. You can give it or take, right? And you're not even seeing anything close to it. And so that's where it was like, I don't know. And then Star Trails were like, oh, okay. I didn't really, you know, somebody pointed it out, right? I'm like, oh, well, that's fucked up, right? It was actually an Eric Dubay video, and I was just like, oh, that's like, you know, I never thought of it like that. Like, you know, you see Star Trail videos, and you're like, oh, that's so cool, Star Trails, like space, right? Your mind just immediately wanders to that pre-programmed, you know, response. Like, oh yeah, space. And so when you think of it differently, you're like, oh,
yeah.
Like your common sense kicks in, you know, and you're like, oh, I do see them moving all at once. And this guy was trying to argue with me the other day. He's like, no, Orion's a winter constellation. You only see it in winter. I'm like, well, for the last 2 years, and then like about 30 or so, however long I've been looking up at the sky before that, it's, you know, I've been seeing Orion in the same part of the sky, always in that part of the sky at night, like all year long. So, you know, things like that, right? Like, and yeah, I don't know. It's just, it was more of an obvious thing for me because I had already kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
Like I knew NASA was fucking around, but like I still believed in all their space bullshit. I still ate it up. I'm like, oh, they found a planet with wheat on it, or they just found some this and that, or whatever they fucking, you know, always putting out weird stories, right? You know, as one of those people, it's like, oh, cool, you know, like NASA in space, and you know, although I knew they were a bunch of like, you know, I don't know.
I've still got Neil deGrasse Cosmos on my computer.
Shifty elites, I guess you'd call them. You know, just insidious organization. Yeah. But yeah, like, I knew a lot about the I don't know, the moon missions and how they're all either just bullshit or covered up, and I don't know. It was just more of an obvious conclusion for me when I was like, well, obviously NASA's fucking around because that's what they do.
Well, space is fake. Dinosaurs aren't real.
Yep.
That's it.
Actually, there's quite an interesting like, I don't know. I do a lot of like just connecting the dots, like timeline searching and stuff. If you actually start looking at all the timeline of events, like between like the flat Earth kind of thing, like whole NASA and World War II and Operation High Jump and all that stuff. If you actually start to look at it, this actually kind of led me to like the path of the giants and stuff. For me, is it seems like Operation High Jump. A lot of people pass that off as like some, you know, they're looking for the dome and all that kind of thing. And I don't think that's accurate 100%. I think they were searching for the Nazis' like real technology. And I think they might have stumbled upon the dome accidentally. They were there for 10 years.
The point is with that, I mean, what it's about, you've got Mud Flood, 1850s or whatever ish, and then you've got Crimean War, which is all sort of northern continent, Northern Europe continent.
When was that?
I'm not sure. Sort of like late 1800s, early 19s.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's late 18s. I'm not quite sure, but it's pretty late. And then you've got World War I, World War II, and it's basically just clearing up all the all the Europeans that
Yeah,
still knew
killing off
about
the people that
Tartaria.
still know. Yeah,
Know
they
about
did that.
Tartaria, yeah.
Yeah, they did that with Nazi Germany too, pretty much. You know what I mean? Just complete genocide of
because they-
anybody who knew what was really going on.
Yeah, because they were Eastern Europeans, and the last stronghold for the giants and the ancient tech was St. Petersburg. And then obviously we don't know. Oh well, all we know now is that we're living in these cities and they're not ours. You know,
Yeah, they were all built by giants. Everything, everywhere, every city on Earth.
one global style.
Every single city on Earth was built by giants.
Yeah,
And
so it
all
was
cathedrals.
it was interesting.
They were.
to me. Sorry, go on.
No, sorry. Yeah.
I was just gonna say it was interesting for me, that connection between Antarctica and then like the the Nazis, and what they're being like reprimanded for, and like pretty much like why they're villainized in history and stuff like that. But yeah, they went there for the Vril tech from the Nazis, and I think they stumbled upon all this giant like civilizations and all this other stuff, right? Because Admiral Byrd went there and found all this crazy shit, but he also went on a military expedition. And
Yeah.
like all the reports, like there's even like a whole bunch of casual reports and stuff like that. So like they obviously got their ass kicked, and being America, they're not like really happy about fucking stuff like that. They don't really let that kind of stuff out in the press, right? So they must have went back off the record and either pushed the Nazis underground, or to Agartha, or they eliminated them.
So
And they
anyway,
backwards like
Dickie Bird's a
engineered
big
their tech.
joke. Sorry, Mitch.
Oh, sorry.
Admiral Byrd is just a big joke.
Dickie Bird in English is a joke. It's a telltale. It's a story.
Oh
so
yeah,
anyway,
yeah. He was still like the public dude.
So it's only
to
half
be like
truths.
go and do the mission.
but as usual, again, he's just another actor or another bred athlete or a trained or a non-gendered clone music industry giant. Now, none of it's real. There's nothing to aspire to. There's nothing to achieve. There's nothing to look up to. Everything's real. Everything's fake. The whole of society is just a massive game. And even it makes no sense why you can see up and coming sort of local artists, and then they turn into people like Ed Sheeran, and it's still clear that they end up still being part of this transgender music culture. But it didn't seem that way when he was growing up and turning into what he is.
Hello.
It makes no sense.
Hello. I cut out. I'm back.
Hello.
I cut out for
back. Where he went.
Sorry, say that again. Because I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, he's talking about trannies. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
We're not supposed to talk about trannies.
That's such a like what the fuck subject. It's like what the fuck, like it's like a mind bender. You're like, oh my god.
Totally, isn't it?
But it's just back to the fact that everybody that's out there and part of this public story of history as it's gone on chronologically, even in our 20th century, they're all just actors. They're all playing multiple characters. And
yeah, exactly.
They're all bred
totally
for their role.
The actor-based reality.
I mean, don't forget, he said he went into a hole at the center of the earth as well.
So,
and I don't believe that at all.
See, I don't exactly believe his accounts, but I feel like there's some sort of like, I don't know. It's kind of like they're trying to make it sound crazy so people don't believe it, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
There's definitely an underworld.
In general, I don't know. I've just heard a lot of fucked up things about Antarctica, but like in that like expedition and stuff. But yeah, so what I was gonna say is they because I think I was saying this and I cut out. They went there.
I don't want him to say it. I don't want him to say it. That's twice it's cut him off. Oh dear. What was I going to find? This is really slow here. I was going to find something, but I've forgotten. On this lovely globe. I can't remember what he said. Oh, Google Earth. Shit. I wonder why it keeps cutting off.
I don't know.
What do you want to show someone?
There, Northern Ireland.
What?
Giant's Causeway.
Giant's Causeway. I don't know where that is.
Of Northern Ireland. No, you just zoom in there.
Just zoom in there. Right, that's fine. Just in this bit.
Top right.
That bit.
Down a bit there. It's just there, and then you've got your Scottish Island. Scapa Flow, isn't it?
That's not very
No.
far.
No.
Where's Fingal's Cave then? Hang on, let's.
What are we looking at? Giant's Causeway?
Yep.
Yeah, it's not much, is it?
No,
Zoom in though.
I'm trying.
Oh well.
It's gonna catch up.
It's not much to look at.
It's not much to look at.
No.
Here it is. Well, it's got photos anyway, but we all know what it looks like.
I mean, when you're there, it's all right, but there you go. Super. Super duper.
Hello.
Tree.
Hello.
Hi.
Is that it
I
as well
know.
then?
It's some wonky internet tonight.
Hi.
Okay. I'm back.
Hello.
Anyway.
This is Giant's Causeway. Can you see it? Giant's
Oh, yeah.
on
I
the
see it.
telly.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Is that?
I think that's the bay. It's much like that around Ireland. It's lovely.
But that's definitely
Yes,
stumpish,
so
though.
it's fairly stumpy.
Yeah.
Visitor centre that they've built there. It's just
What is this? Just the visitor centre just
visitor centre.
stuck
They
there.
spent a fortune telling lies to people in this visitor centre. You go in and pay a lot of money to go and see this.
You've been in there.
I have paid. No, they hadn't built it. It was a stupid, crappy shit, you know.
But you still had one though.
Yeah,
Right.
they were taking money back then. You had to pay money to go and see it.
That's
So,
crazy.
Oh, aye, they'll take money off you wherever you go. Like, see a bunch of rocks.
Yeah, that's really neat. See some rocks, right? You gotta pay money to step
I
on them.
know. Aye, and talk about giants.
That's like
right, I'll talk
fucking.
about giants.
Do they talk about
We
giants?
it's all about Finn
That's
McCool.
fucking.
and
What's it called? The pyramids. You can't go to the pyramids. Like, you can't just go up to the pyramids and be like, oh yeah, I want to look around. Yeah, it's all like sector going on. You get arrested.
You're not
for
allowed to
trying
dig anywhere.
Can you even go to Niagara Falls without paying money?
I don't think so. It's illegal to go over it too. Like people
Mm.
Yeah.
try.
No, I mean,
As they
it
say,
took,
oh, yeah,
it took a lot of planning to build. They got to charge something for it, you know.
yeah, I feel the
Yeah,
internet's
so
not letting me say this because it cut me off twice. But what I was gonna say is the Nazis had the Vril tech. They went to Antarctica, chased the Nazis. This lines up with the Roswell crash, right? 1946 or 47 or something like that. They were probably like using the tech and they, crashed it. And so I think that they pushed back the Nazis or, drove them underground or whatever, killed them. And from that point on, for about 10 years, there was not really a lot going on in Antarctica. They didn't talk about it, right? But then all of a sudden, they had the treaty come out about 10 years later. This lines up with the Sputnik launch, where America, was trying to get into the space race and, make it public and, we gotta go to space. And so the JPL, the Jet Propulsion Lab, was created. And the people who created NASA and the Jet Propulsion Lab were all the ex-Nazis who
this
came
is the
from
point,
Operation Paperclip. Hold on, here's the fucking thing. Why were they using rocket-based combustion if these guys were working on grill tech for the Nazis? These guys knew about
Because it's just a front.
Well, that's
because it's a
what
cop
I was getting at. Yeah. Why? Why does NASA need this huge budget? They got something going on
Because
in
they're only-
Antarctica, for sure.
Because they play this out time and time again, and they have to progress technology in a timeline to make us think that it's taken this long from when we were scraping stick men on cave walls 20,000 years ago, and the fact is that never happened. Nobody
Exactly, yeah.
is thick enough. Nobody is thick enough or dumb enough to have to paint a stick man on a cave wall. You know, we've got an artist sat in the room, for God's sake. Anyone can draw better than a fake horse and a stick man. You know, we weren't that thick ever. So it's just a cover for progression of evolution and history that's just not true. You know, they've gone through a lot of work to
put
fake.
together that even the flat Earth lie, like globe and all that, it's all just to cover up. Well, pretty
Where
much
we really
the
live.
giants. Yeah, where we really live and what really happened. Because if they even brought up, like, you know, the giants thing, well, that just throws everything else out the window. So they've been just racing to cover that up, you know, and just sweep it under the rug, so to speak. And yeah, it's like the reason for all the lies, because why lie about everything? You know, just you can't have the flat Earth and not have the rest of it, right? So they have to lie about the Earth to fit in with the evolution bullshit, right? So it's. Because at one point I used to think the flat Earth was like the biggest thing. It's like the be all end all conspiracies and lies.
Yeah,
And it's just another lie
exactly.
in the group of lies, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And at the end of the lie is that we are potential. We've got the potential to be Jesus,
Christ-like.
Christ-like.
yeah, achieve that state.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. You don't need to go to church. Obviously, you shouldn't be going to church. Yeah. So yeah, it's all inside you. That's the thing they're hiding, just inside you. Our potential, which
We have
we are
the
really.
ability to change this reality if we really wanted to, but nobody knows or believes that, and it's all about intent and belief, and you really can't just make someone believe it. It's
It's really crazy how you learn about it, just how powerful, and even like a thought is. Like sometimes you'll say something, and you're like, oh, but like you've already said it. Kind of reminds me of I don't know if you guys ever seen the Evil Dead TV series that came out a few years ago. But it starts off, he like gets drunk with some chick and he's reading poetry. It's out of the Necronomicon. He's like, oh, did I do that? Fuck, I did. It's like you can't take it back. So it's it goes to show that like our words and our actions all have consequences and stuff like that, right? We can't just not be accountable for our actions. But I think that's the problem with a lot of people is they're just like, oh, I don't have to be responsible for that. Like I don't have to own up for that,
Hedonism.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's terribly sad. We were all probably I was hedonistic, and we all were probably at some point. That's how they want us to be. That's what we've been indoctrinated into from birth. Hedonism on telly and everything. So it's not our fault that we were in that mindset, but being able to see it and then come out of it means that we're free now. We can't be fooled anymore. We're completely withdrew. That's simply just by.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest part. Once you're out, it's like you can't really go back in. You can't.
No, you can't.
Fall back
and you can't really relate. It's really difficult to relate to people, isn't it? That are stuck.
Oh, fuck. Nobody really like even if you try and talk to them, it just makes it worse.
Yeah, exactly. It's best to avoid it at all costs because it's just too painful.
Yeah,
they're just
people always wonder why I'm so quiet. I've always been quiet usually, but now it's just like, oh, what are you thinking about? Flat Earth and stuff. Fake space. Giants. Nazis in space for Africa. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bit
Once
too
in a while,
much.
though, you'll get somebody who'll come up to you and be like, man, what the hell are you talking about? It's like your post or something. Like giant trees? What? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Watch this video.
Yeah. Definitely. It's amazing, isn't it? When it happens more and more, though. That's the amazing thing this year as well. It's going to be just a revelation for loads of people that are
I
waking
meant to
up
ask you,
every day.
have you ever heard of the 100th monkey?
The what?
The 100th monkey experiment. It was something,
No.
it's something I learned about back in, I don't know, a few years ago. I was watching all those spirit science videos. And it's pretty interesting. I guess what they did is they observed a bunch of monkeys on one island, and they all washed off their coconut or banana or whatever before they ate it, 'cause it was covered in sand. And some of them didn't know how to do that, and the other ones taught the other ones how to do it. And the monkeys on the other island didn't know how to do it. But after enough monkeys on the one island figured out how to do it, the other monkeys on the other island, which was like separate too, right? They just knew how to do it. And so they're like, oh, okay, like maybe there's some sort of critical mass in consciousness. And so they tried it
Yeah.
with people in UK. They tried like a closed circuit thing, and they had like a whole bunch of faces inside one face. And they asked like how many faces did people see, and they could only see so many, right? And so they tried it again, and they did it in Australia, and they showed the people where all the faces are, like every single one. And then they did the thing, a little while later, different group, of course, and they just could automatically notice
Find
like a
out.
large percentage more faces, right? And yeah, like
Collective consciousness.
yeah, it's like pretty much collective consciousness. Once enough people have that like that critical mass, that realization almost, it'll almost be like a
Uh-huh.
what do they
Tipping
call it? Like a
point.
And that's
pulsar away,
exactly
like a boom, and it'll just
Yeah.
people be
That's what's
exactly
happening.
what Cicada says
like, what are all
is
these
happening.
fucking lines in the sky?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
But that's what Cicada says
I need to look
as
into that.
well.
I forgot about that.
That's what
There's a
it's
couple things I need to look into. That, and I need to finish the mud flood videos.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the mud flood thing. I mean, Philip's doing all his new mud flood stuff, and he's taking his time about it, and it's a bit. I think he's stringing it out a bit weirdly, and he's put his own views into it as well. But his first mud flood lot, well, he's got like 5 or 6 videos, just 19th century mud flood, giants are real, blah blah blah. They're really good ones. And I guess we're just gonna have to wait until his new series is finished and watch it all together, because it is interesting. But he's gone into all the politics, and because he believes that.
Through those
He
videos, I'm
believes
like,
that
he's just talking about the bankers.
Yeah, well, he thinks that the new world order is going to be a good thing, and so this is why we need to sort of split away now and take it in its proper direction, because it is what it is. It's not what
Yeah, true.
not what he's
Yeah.
saying it is. I mean, he's right about all the other
Yeah.
stuff about the civilization that existed before, but we don't know who fought who. We don't know who fought the giants. We don't know. He thinks the giants, we betrayed the giants, then he thinks we got the giants to cut down the trees, then we betrayed the giants, so then the giants got fucked off and tried to wipe us out, and then we are where we are now, and he thinks that the people are doing the best thing and trying to build society again. But I don't believe that. I really don't, because we're trapped in a nightmare.
Yeah, society is as manufactured as everything else. And I don't know if I mentioned this to you earlier in a comment or somebody else mentioned it to me, but they said like culture, and they said like culture and culture is like cultism, right? And you think about it, and culture is just like everybody following like
Your cult.
yeah,
yes, of
your
course.
whatever
Following
your
the
culture
herd.
is, right? Like, oh, you gotta respect your culture and
Yes.
da 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 da. And so that's all pre-manufactured too. That's goes out back to like the Tower of Babel story, right, where they gave us language and religion and culture and all this stuff, and to individualize us and make us feel like we're part of something smaller, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Than we really are, because we're all part of like the same thing, right? It's just they separated us, and yeah, they're pretty good at that.
Totally. Yeah. Goodness me, yeah. I hate culture.
There's
obviously
a
it's
lyric
all.
from a song that's really good. They say sanity is dictated by the larger percentage of what the population sees. Right, and that's pretty much true. Like if you're crazy, if somebody's calling you crazy, it's due to consensus. It's due to the popular opinion. It's not due
Rules.
to it's due to what people adhere to and what people attach themselves to. I think that's a big thing too for a lot of people, especially people going through spiritual kind of things. Is they let go of attachment. And that's a big thing that the material agenda, I guess you would call it, is really like drives into people. They have this attachment to things. Like we're all guilty of it, but like most people are less reluctant to unattach themselves from whatever it is, a concept or an idea or anything.
Yeah, of course they are materialistic, but it's a difficult world we've been brought up in, and I'm jealous of people who haven't had to put up with what we had. We're all traumatized by our upbringing. I look back, me and Matthew are the same age, and we watched the same children's telly programs, and we looked back watched them, and they're absolute mind control, horrible, really disturbing now when you see what we were enjoying at the time.
It's really crazy just looking at old cartoons and all the like kind of like subliminal imagery almost. You can
really
tell.
Bad, yeah. There's one in particular. Yeah, the one in particular, Chucky's Children. It's a book, and it's about aliens and space, and in this really got into my head
And mine.
and Matthew as well. And obviously we didn't know each other.
Mm-hmm.
I've never met anyone in my life that could remember Chucky at all.
I've often asked people, do you remember Chucky's Children? Nobody really seems to. A few folk do. But if you Google it, CH...
Right, it's Chucky, CHOC.
Well, here, Matt will just get the link up now.
Yeah.
So we'll just find... It's total mind control, and it's so dark, but it's aimed at our age group, which was 8 years old, 7 and 8. And the main characters are our age, maybe 10 or 12. There, him.
But it was
it's really weird too when we're kids. We have such a, I don't know, like a spongy mind. Like we see so much and we just
So it's all about outer space
in ways we don't even understand.
Mm-hmm. It was really messed up your head. I want to sue the TV. I do. I want to sue them because it makes you think of outer space and find there's no aliens.
But yeah, of course it makes outer space amazing, brilliant, and then this alien's amazing.
Look at that for subliminal.
Let me put it back on. But it screams at the beginning, doesn't it? Something like that.
It's a bit disturbing, isn't it?
But I mean, it really got into my head. I've had nightmares for years, and every time that I used to be on my own in my bedroom, and if I'd been in trouble and I was upstairs crying on my bed, I'd feel really small in my bed, and I'd always be able to see the row of trees and people talking at the other side of the trees, and that's from this. And Laurel, and like I say, I've never met anyone who's remembered Chucky until Laurel, and it's just another line, another string in the string of things that are just obviously pretty mad between me and Laurel. So,
like the synchronicity.
Yeah,
which is why we're here.
Lots of that.
I think we're very lucky.
Back in the day, probably like 10, 15 years ago almost, I got into like the whole Viking mythology and all that, and I started like having this understanding of fate. And the reason I believed in it is because I noticed it. Like I noticed it happening and stuff like patterns and little synchronicities and stuff like that, right? And, just years later, you start to look at all this other stuff too, especially all the stuff coming out now, especially like holographic reality simulations.
Yeah,
you really start to understand that a little more. Like you're like, do you know about like the Fibonacci and phi?
Yeah, of course.
Well, phi is
Yeah.
like you never actually get the phi, but you're always getting closer to it, like narrowing it down. And I think that's what this is. It's just that like the Fibonacci, the phi, like getting closer to phi, right?
Infinity. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like all life does that. Even like flowers, like have that like I don't know that same
Yes.
sequence, I guess you could call it.
Yes. Yes. Everything
Everything's made up
Everything.
of geometry and mathematics.
everything.
All the matrix is made out of the complex maths and geometry and the way it all links together. It's all known by these
Coded.
people, and it's so cryptographic and clever that this is why you've got these people like Cicada and Tengri all blowing people away now, because they're using that they're using this cryptographic way of talking to teach these youngsters a little way to enlightenment, because by the time they've finished doing this or trying to join in this online thing, they learn so much that they see through the lies, and
Yeah.
they all think that they've got this big prize at the end of it, and at the end of it, the end of the day, the prize is just finding out enough to wake up, and they're all clever enough to wake up anyway because they're clever enough to take on the challenge. So, but they all think they're just going to end up being hackers or whatever. But then they're not. So, but they're going to get something much more than that. So it all ties together. It's all confusing. But
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was saying about the escarpment. I kind of used to think it was like a tree, right? But now I think it's more of a construction kind of thing. The more you actually look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. You see what we were saying? Yeah, definitely. It's all built.
Actually, if
whole
you just type in
water-
Niagara escarpment, it'll
Right, we
it'll
will
come up with
do.
a bunch of links. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it now. Actually, didn't need to look it up. And
Right.
yeah, it looks very similar to the same things like you share
Yes.
and
Exactly.
the
Once you
design.
know, now you'll see it everywhere.
Yeah. Well, you used to just look at it,
To
to the untrained eye.
course.
I guess you'd say, and be like, hey, it's just a rock.
Absolutely. I could never
Look at this mountain. Look at
draw
these
landscapes.
trees. And now you look at it, and I guess, what? You just see so much more.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Well, when you draw landscapes, you see the rhythm and the pattern, and you wonder why it's so perfect and utterly sublime and harmonious. And you think that's just extraordinary. And in actual fact, it's because it's been
I'm going to send you this link.
Huh?
I'm going to send you this link.
Okay,
It's part of the
cool.
Niagara escarpment. It's called Giant's Crib. Or Giant's Rib, sorry. It's convenient.
Cool, yeah, funny, isn't it?
And yeah, this is like the whole, like it stretches from almost
you see it?
right to Niagara Falls to like all the way up past Hamilton. And there's like a big, like they call it the mountain, pretty much, like where Hamilton is. It's up on a big hill.
It looks so wicked.
Yeah, it's cool though.
Look at the harbour though.
I'm gonna go.
You see,
Sorry, what were you saying?
even the water's edge. It's well, that doesn't say much, but
No, you can see.
You
I
see
from
that?
here.
Uh-huh.
Mute it.
Oh, here we go. Geology. Oh, here we go. The escarpment is 450 million years old.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
right. Look at that. That's excellent.
Yeah, of
A little
course,
bit of programming before you
of course
see
it
it.
is.
Oh, fancy that.
This is why we have tropical
Look
stuff.
at this. It's such bullshit. Maybe, you know, I don't know what they're like.
That's their favourite thing in the world. Taking the piss out of TV. There you go.
Yeah.
You've still got loads.
So we evolved from them things, I think they're saying. That's you, Matthew, on the telly.
Yeah, if we evolved from the sea, we're all the sea people. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're all the
I
monkey
cropped
and
out sea.
we're all the
Sea,
missing
don't we?
links. We're all the missing
Yeah.
links giants.
Aye. Skinner's Bluff. Beaver Valley. Wow. Can't say seriously. Mount Nemo. Well, there'll be a lovely big cave that you can't go into.
Yeah, so it's got me
Vast.
thinking. I'm sitting on like a gold mine, you know, and there's a whole giant's playground, whole giant's backyard.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so what's this bit there?
I don't know,
Is
it's
this
pretty interesting. I've been meaning to look all this up. No, this is part of
Is
the
that the ridge? Oh, look,
I think so,
coral.
yeah.
So it runs across. Huh?
Interesting. I didn't know that. Bigger than I thought it was.
Devil's Punch Bowl. There you are. That's amazing.
Oh.
It's like Niagara Falls, isn't it? The curve in Niagara Falls.
It's pretty interesting because this is here, and then Niagara Falls is kind of beside it, right? And Niagara Falls is quite, you can tell it's quarried. It's got the telltale, like, half circle, like, cutout. Yeah.
Exactly. But they do that. They do that on purpose to make it look cool as well.
You know Tesla built that? Tesla built a dam in Niagara Falls.
Right. No way.
World's first hydroelectric dam, yeah. Pretty cool.
Huh.
I actually learned that from that video about the Nazis. Pretty cool.
See, that's man-made, that waterfall. All of it.
But it's just more bits to walk past, isn't it?
Look at the building. Do you see that building? Atlantean building. Built by giants.
You can almost see
That's
the layers. You don't have
Yeah,
any
exactly.
layers
On the
of
blocks.
Nearly see the iron.
Old Mr. Wiser blaming his rebar.
Probably
yeah, like
iron.
that's what I'd say too. Like you don't put together with the large.
Trillions.
It's like the exact same way they like make concrete now. You know, like concrete and rebar. And,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
rebar's pretty sturdy. You can stand on that. So like
They were doing. They had a.
Well, I mean, let me bring up. I can't remember which one it's on. It's on the
Watch what? What?
Oh, Vlad's video of, was it on what's it? Oh God, where there's barely anything left. It's usually we're on the top. Let's go back
Right. No. Maybe we'll do.
Just type in.
Let's see.
So, what's the thing you're interested in most at the moment?
You know what? I keep coming back to this Brill. Or this, I was talking to you about the other day, like this Brill technology, not technology, but Brill energy, like the force, the life force. You know, like the more I dig into it, the more it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's what we breathe. It's like the wind. It's like the wind, fire. Like it's like the fire itself. It's like all the elements.
Well, that's what the aurora's made out of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, that was like where I kind of got the idea from, right? Like the magic videos he talked about it a bit, and then just
Devin's got some good theories, but he's a bit, he'll basically just say anything.
yeah.
Um,
He's a little.
But I do believe we give our intent to the sun, and it comes back through as the energy the energy that creates everything, and we can.
He gets some really good information.
He does. I mean, at first he was.
Sorry, go on.
No, well, I was just going to say. At first, he was just giving out as much information as he could, and obviously it was all fairly spot on. But he kind of ran out of stuff to say. So, but I mean, he just needs to.
Yeah, I resonate with a lot of what he says. Yeah, I feel you. He's gonna like stick to something and kind of dig more.
It's negative though.
Well, it's taken quasi-illuminators' view of heading to the pole and getting out of here. And it's not a bad theory, because to be fair, the compass does point there, and that if you were to invent a compass, you'd follow it, and I would imagine there's probably a prize at the end. There has to be, but I just don't. I think it used to be Eden. I think it used to be the garden, and I think it's gone. And I think it's, the trees are gone. There's nothing to get there for. It's cold now anyway. It's pointless trying. It's really hard to get through cold until you get to where it's warm. There's lots and lots of evidence that it gets warm again once you get past sort of 88 degrees north. But yeah, I don't think there's anything to head for anymore. I think it's all gone. I think they've destroyed it all. I think the mud flood's evidence of that. Might have been a massive bomb at the pole. A massive bomb at the pole would have killed everyone and wiped everyone out. So something's not right. It's not. So I don't think he's going to find anything if he gets there. It'd be cool if he does.
No, it seems like I don't know. It seems almost more of a stretch, like usually the idea sounds good. It seems like a great idea, but how are you gonna get there? You're supposed to do this exodus. How are you supposed to bring all these people there?
Yeah,
he's just gonna get stopped.
Oh yeah, exactly. Right. But yeah, the Vril thing, it's really interesting. It goes back to the orgone and all that, and it's interesting that orgonite has this beneficial property, like it cleanses like harmful EMFs, and it's kind of weird too. I've seen some videos where people have a whole bunch of it in their house, and black helicopters keep flying over. It's kind of weird. It also will clear clouds if you have a high concentration of it and you bring it outside. That'll also bring the black helicopters to the fair. But orgonite is pretty interesting. You can make it, just buy all the stuff online, mix it all up, and let it cure in the sun. And it's pretty. I was gonna make it a few years ago. I think I might try and make it this year. It's pretty cool that people make like amulets or whatever out of it. You
sounds
wear
like
it. Like what?
It sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. It's pretty cool because a lot of people have the idea of going to cell phone towers and stuff like that, and like kind of transmutes the harmful emissions. And so like that line of thinking, of course, like I don't know, back in the day, I was a big Star Wars fan. Like the Force, like you'd always talk about it and stuff like that, right? Sitting around doing acid and like, oh, maybe acid is the Force. We're tapping into it, And so it's just that. I don't know, like even when you think, right, like that weird train of thought that's like in your head but not in your head, like that's like I almost feel like everything's just like running on that track of the Vril, so to speak, right? And they talk about that a lot, like And I don't know, like it's just it makes too much sense about I guess like the life force kind of thing, you know. Like Tesla himself said, he didn't really invent things; he just kind of had these ideas that came to him. And it's like those ideas came to him from stream, right? Like the source.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I totally I don't know, I resonate a lot with the whole inner Earth, real intention kind of thing, but I don't know exactly because I feel like Devin kind of has this idea. He has a concept and he's running with it. Because if he kind of goes and you know turns around and says, "Oh well, you know, I don't believe in that anymore," you know, it's wishy-washy, you know. Like, I feel like that's a big problem with a lot of people on YouTube.
Well,
Is
you've got, but
they're all about the views. You know, they have to keep their audience, and so a lot of people have a gimmick. You know, they have that one thing and they stick to it, and they
that's
don't
why we've
exactly.
got a problem, because
Yeah,
we can't have that. You can't. There
exactly.
is
You have to
no
be
there is
objective.
no side. There is no it's got to be completely neutral, because there is no, at the end of the day, nobody knows the whole truth. We're all just one piece of each other, and we need to all talk to each other, or we're never going to have any of this piece together. Because not only is it fake and matrix and fractal and infinite, it's really it's built really difficult for us to figure out, and we're not going to do it alone, and all
Yeah,
arguing
exactly.
is pointless.
Well, I used to think to myself,
So,
like I think I've said this before. I'm not like too social. Like I don't really, you know, chat up with people. You know, kind of make that icebreaker kind of. And so, like I don't know, a lot of my ideas I just keep to myself, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's good to like you know get that out with other people because you kind of get on the same page, right? So yeah, like
exactly.
I'm on the right
Yeah.
track, so to speak. Right?
Yeah.
And you learn a lot more
It's
too.
comforting, isn't it?
And this is why we don't know what to start YouTube, because it's not
Yeah.
it's completely out of your comfort zone to just sit and talk to a you know, there's nothing to talk to. It's much easier to talk to someone than it is to just talk about something.
It's good to have like a presentation too. You know, like some sort of
Yeah.
not like a gimmick, but some sort of like direction. Yeah, like something you're either like a lot of people just do kind of like free range journalism, and they're just covering stuff, right? And that's
Well,
all right
it's
too.
making the videos, and obviously it's learning how to use the bits of software to make
Yeah,
the videos as well. I wanna learn how to use Premiere, which is something I've never bothered to do, even though I've been fixing computers for a living for 10 years. I still don't like using the actual programs. You know, I fix them instead, I remove them and reinstall them. So yeah, I just, there is that. I mean, I have found all the tools on YouTube today where you can add music and pictures and words and stuff, but it's not great. It needs to be done really in Premiere and then uploaded. So
yeah,
it's just it's two sides to it. We've got live streaming and we've got the videos that we make, I guess, and slideshows and presentations and stuff. So, but it is just a lot of work. So
yeah. Especially even just for like a 10, 20-minute video, probably like a good couple
yeah,
days or so worth of work.
and trying to figure out what it's going to achieve. But the point is, I keep coming back every time to seeing my memories pop up from last year, stuff that I shared. So I share it again, and everybody shares it. So people are still only just working through stuff we were working through last year. So you've got to think that, oh, you can't think, oh, it's all right, we don't need to do that anymore, because there's other people that don't know. You know, all of it, everything. So I don't know.
So it's worth it. Keep plugging on, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's good too because you share a lot of like you don't really have like a filter. You just kind of post stuff. It sparks like
Yeah.
you know debate and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Most
Just
people aren't
post,
like
say
you know, jerks on your list or anything, right? So they're not all like, oh, you know, like you know, get
Yeah.
like the deconstructive kind of thing.
Yeah. No, exactly. Just general. I'm just a generalist.
Post without much info and let people debate.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
I'm looking
But
up
yeah, no,
orgone
it's
energy or pseudoscientific concepts. So you know it's got to be real.
yeah. It's a lot of effort though, Facebook. I think just chatting on YouTube's easier.
Yeah.
Could rather just do that, to be honest. It's much easier. Just put pictures up. I'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's
We
easier
need
to
to just get a system in place so we can.
just chat.
Yeah, I need all your pictures. Like at the moment, I need all Laurel's pictures on my computer so that we can refer back to what she's put up. At the moment,
Yeah,
they're just still on her tablet, so we're just
I'm
not
gonna
ready.
send you this link.
We're pretty slack. We don't really do much.
We're just disorganized.
we just chill out and
Yeah,
just
I'm
chill
the
out.
same too. Because I work during the week and I come home
Yeah.
and then I'm just all like blah. Or I have to
Yeah,
do something
well,
and I do it last minute. Ah, shoot.
Well, I'm lucky I get to stay at home, so we need to just do more. We just don't do much. So, full-time job.
Here you go. Send you this. This is a link on the orgone energy. I like quote unquote like not trolly link. Something that actually might explain it.
Orgone energy. Mm-hmm. Orgone energy. $19.39.
Oh, okay. This is some crazy ass article. Like I might have sent you some crazy disinformation.
Mm-hmm.
I started actually reading it. I'm like, oh shit.
That's all right.
Here we go.
Named after the orgasm, or the organisms named after it.
Yeah, it's a little better. Yeah, he even treated people. He had like this orgone box, and he'd like sit inside it. And like I don't know, they just hated the shit out of him. Like, what are you doing? Stop healing people. Yeah, it's no wonder that they don't really talk about him more. And I'm I'll try to find the video on orgone. It's really cool. I want to get some. Because you can go around with a radiation detector.
Mm.
There we go. You can go around with an EMF detector and check your Wi-Fi and put organite on top. And watch it just get suppressed. It's pretty
Cool.
Want to make
That is cool.
organite.
So you could put it in your room that you don't want anything in, and it'll stop it from coming in.
Yeah, it's like a harmonic resonance.
Because we've got nothing in our bedroom anymore, but we're gonna get attacked from next door's Wi-Fi and downstairs Wi-Fi anyway. So
Yeah.
So that's a good plan. 4 corners of the room. Hey.
Yeah.
A lot of people, just looking through these videos right now, a lot of people are fucking harping on it. They're saying it's like new age bullshit.
Yeah. They say that about everything, don't they?
Yeah.
That's what everyone says about everything. Everyone's got an answer for everything.
Everyone's got an answer for everything.
Yeah, there's too many smart arses.
This is the video. Looks like a good video.
What?
There's something more to do. Hey, make some organite,
Yeah.
buy some stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting if it does help Wi-Fi and whatnot. Got to get rid of that.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. You can make it into whatever shape you want.
Mm.
And I'll be able to have a good night's sleep with no crap coming through.
Yeah, especially if you live near like cell phone towers and stuff. I live in the city, so
Yeah.
that was pretty.
Well, we're lucky we don't have none of that around here. We barely get a
We
signal.
do, with Tesco's have
That-
put one up.
Yeah, but we still can't get a signal.
Yeah.
So, can't be that good.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
we better go. But it's been really cool. Hasn't it? I've really enjoyed talking.
Yeah, we'll have to carry on.
We'll catch up another time.
And,
Aye.
Yeah,
Aye,
it's spontaneous.
definitely. Much
I actually
easier.
just got a laptop last week, so I've been kind of trying to organize all my information in one place. So I can be like, oh, like giant pictures and stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
But
More organizing.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't have any at all. So
I can't remember his name right now. It's like Artintus Kirchner or something like that. It was the guy who had those photos from like the 16th century, and they showed the giants and all those like weird cross sections of like underground stuff. I've been looking up a bunch of his photos and stuff like that. And he drew so much stuff,
Shank
and
was just-
it's also weird. There's like cross references of underground like little things on each continent.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah,
well,
that's right.
Just kind of leads you to show that like it's like they're showing that like it's hollow under there, right?
it's like a multi-story car park.
Yeah.
You know what else is interesting too? They say the Earth's crust is so big, but like, is it, or is it like so big in certain areas? Like where
Yeah,
they
exactly.
drilled that massive hole in Russia, it's like 8 kilometers, I think it is, or 8 miles. That's pretty deep, right? But if you were to do that in certain other places, would you just like go that far down, or would
Well,
you
maybe-
would it be kind of like Minecraft and just fall into a big hole?
Well, the drill bit melted, didn't it? So
Yeah, that's what I heard.
they couldn't
were
get any further.
Mhm.
It's basically just got to lava down there, so they
Yeah.
couldn't get any further. But yeah, it's not going to be like that everywhere.
That's not true, though, obviously.
Well, no,
Forget about lava.
they probably say that they probably just say that they
Of course,
found
it's
lava.
just saying that, yeah. It's
But
not
no,
lava.
they might. Well, there's lava in volcanoes.
You can only go so
Yeah.
far.
They might have drilled down to an underground, circuit, jugular or whatever of something. So what do you think lava is?
It's the blood supply.
The blood supply for the giant trees
Yeah,
that aren't there anymore, so it's
yeah.
in turmoil. So there's bound to be some roots still underground that are obviously they didn't want because they're not. Oh, I don't know.
Alright, so
Yeah, lava's
so
pretty interesting. Yeah.
it's like the blood supply of Earth.
Mm.
But yeah, well, we could talk about it next time, shall we?
Yeah, because it's like.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Definitely, Mitch. If you
Yeah, I'll have to try
fancy,
and set something up for the weekend or something. 'Cause
sure.
we could probably do something late like this again, because I don't get home till it's like 11 o'clock your time, PM.
Yeah, we're always up late anyway.
Yeah, so I don't know. So, whenever you guys are free or
Will
whatever,
do.
We're
So-
up.
we'll try and find
Okay.
a interesting subject to go on with.
Well, the Russian hole in the ground sounds like a
Yeah,
good start.
that's pretty cool because like they said they got really hot down there too, right?
Yeah,
Well, it did it though.
exactly. So we need to investigate.
We'll see where it is on the map.
We'll
The
investigate.
the question lies is why,
Regroup.
Where
Yeah,
is-
everything they tell you on TV is wrong.
and why is lava?
Yeah.
Is that being generated by something like underground?
Yeah, exactly.
Of
Like
course.
if these beings built like what like the Earth we walk on, like you look at the Earth and you're like it's pretty big, especially on Google Earth, zoom out, you're like, man, that's that whole area that you live in is just this tiny little speck, right?
Of
And
course.
so
That's
you
my,
think that something, a massive machine doing whatever the hell it's doing isn't too far fetched anyway.
No, exactly.
And don't
Nothing's
forget,
too far
they got magic. Yeah, they've got some weird magic. So
Yeah, they can make concrete granite. So that's the Mason's secret. They know how to build reality. They know how to build
what's interesting
words that have created
about
it.
the what is it like all the roots of Scotland and Iceland and Scandinavia and all that being seeded by the inner Earth people. Like Scottish Freemasonry is like rooted in Scotland. It's like the oldest known fraternity of like all recorded history.
right.
Isn't it? Isn't that kind of, isn't it kind of ironic?
Yeah.
Scotland is
the
Scotland is one of the
Great
most important places
We're not
in the world.
we can't start on that
No,
one.
we're not.
We'll do that next time,
Obviously,
Mitch.
Scotland is.
We'll talk about Scotland soon.
Scotland is
Yeah.
sure.
Right. Promise.
It's pretty interesting that, like I said, that this leads back to the older days and the true timeline. The
Of course it does.
Masonic,
Yeah.
like,
Yes, it does.
what they do and they build, right? That's the whole thing. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Scotland's full of giants still today, but they're just not very big anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're still, and a lot of them are still in charge. Or
I feel I need to start taking notes on all these things I look up. So like find out all this stuff and not forget it, but like don't
Laurel knows more than me, obviously. But
no, I don't.
Yeah.
But we'll talk soon anyway.
yeah, for sure.
It's been real fun.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, well,
Oh goodness! Enjoy your evening.
I'll try.
Let's speak. Cheers, Mitch.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks,
Okay
mate.
then.
Bye.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.